Hey Battletech fans, welcome to another Battletech coverage video. I have a couple of purposes of this video, and so apologies, it's going to feel a little all over the place, but I have a couple thoughts I wanted to share, as well as I need the community's help because I feel like I've gotten myself into a pickle and I can't decide, so I thought I'd reach out to you and help give me some ideas of which direction I might want to go. So first and foremost, I sort of wanted to show off a size and scale comparison of all of the Hardware Studios dropships that I have. A couple of them are painted, some of them are unpainted. That's going to be the question about paint scheme we'll get to in a minute. But I wanted to kind of show off a little bit of a size comparison here because these dropships are fantastic. I love everything Hardware Studios. The quality and the scale is great. So let me put these miniatures aside for a moment. I've got a House Davian dropship. I've got a Karita dropship, the Gepard, or leopard in Battletech parlance. So these dropships had a really great time painting, but I sort of want to do a quick size comparison with the other dropship that I've gotten recently called the Valkyrie. So as you can see, let me see if I can get this whole thing in the camera. First and foremost, size comparison. So you can see, oh boy, I'm having a hard time getting the whole thing in the frame here. These two, let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Might help with the scale comparison. You can kind of see the size comparison of these two dropships. So this is the Valkyrie, this is the Gepard. They're both good size compared to a mech, but as you can see, the Valkyrie is gigantic, and this is the one that's got the there's a gate or a hatch that you I'm going to put a pin in there. I don't have the piece here, but there's a hatch that goes on the back here that you can, put your mechs in if you want to. They fit in there quite nicely. Let's see if I can, yeah, they fit in there quite nicely. So as you can see, definitely scaled to fit a, a big tabletop. Usually I think you want to use these with hexless, but I suppose you could use them for whatever you want. But you can kind of see the size comparison between these two. No doubt about it. The Valkyrie dropship is ginormous. And so the other one that I've got is, I believe he calls this a Merrimack dropship. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll check that once I can check the internet. And I'm pretty sure this is a Merrimack. So it's pretty big too. It's certainly much taller. It's, obviously it's the egg shape. Canonical dropship of the Battletech universe. I have not painted this one, nor have I painted the Valkyrie. But size comparison, you can kind of see how big these things are, and you kind of see how big they are compared to a mech of, significant size. Good size mech for all of your Battletech needs here. Great to paint up. They are filament printed, so obviously you might want to, if you don't have to do this, but I sand them a little bit to get some of those edges off, but they're really not all that bad. And as you can see here, it's a very clean print. They do great stuff. Very happy with it. I have sanded this one, and so you can still see some of the ridges, but I sanded it down pretty well, so it's not going to be too terrible bad. I've sanded this one pretty significantly too. You can see the ridges still a little bit. Didn't quite get the sandpaper on there hard enough, but this is pretty smooth. If you get in there with some sandpaper, you're going to be just fine. This one I have not sanded, but this one's actually pretty smooth to begin with, so I'll probably hit that with some sandpaper later today, see how that turns out. But it's a big boy. It's a really big boy. So that being said, part of what I'm doing here is asking for some community help. I've got two unpainted dropships, and I'm sort of struggling a little bit with what faction to paint them as. So I've got a Karita dropship, I've got a Davian dropship. The other factions that I have, so Karita, Davian, the other factions I have are this faction, which is really kind of my vanilla mercenary unit. It's doesn't have a name. It's just something I kind of came up with. Just sort of a tan and gray camouflage sort of, generic mercenaries that I can use for whatever. I've got clans. I've got Jade Falcon. So, and I believe clans use the same dropships as the Innisphere Star League Tech level dropships. And then I've got House Merrick. These are Silver Hawk Irregulars. And I love this paint scheme, if I can get the camera to focus for me. So these guys are House Merrick. I'm going to paint some other factions, but these are really the kind of the primary factions that I have right now. So I'm really torn on, do I make the Merrimack dropship a mercenary dropship or a House Merrick dropship, or do I make this a House Merrick dropship and that's the mercenary? Or, you know, I'm going to do a Comstar force at some point soon as well. So, but I'm going to worry about that down the road. I kind of was thinking I was going to have one dropship per faction. And so like if I went House Merrick on this one, do I do halves? Do I do like a quarter scheme for my Silver Hawk Irregulars? I don't know. I'm just a little bit torn. I need a nudge from the community one way or the other. What do you think would be cool to kind of paint these up? You know, which version of which of these would be cool to see in one of these paint schemes? I would think. I was originally leaning towards the Valkyrie being the Merrick dropship and that being the mercenary, but I could also I could double down on something, and the mercenaries don't even have to have a dropship. So I don't know. What would you like to see? Which of the factions that I have, would you prefer to see this one? I guess I'm kind of leaning towards this one being Merrick, and that one I'm still undecided on what to do with this one. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. You know, let community vote. What do you think? What would you like to see? And hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for helping me get through my indecision on this one. And thanks for watching.